Hey everybody, for this week we are doing something called the Matchmaker. So the whole month of June is about creativity and how we have such a creative God, and He created us with creativity and abilities and skills. So this lesson this week has a few different components to it. We have a beginning game, and it is based off of the Rube Goldberg contraption, which is a complex machine that does a simple task. So something like the mousetrap game or the domino effect. So if the marble hits the dominoes and all the dominoes fall, and if the dominoes are by a little train track and then it shoots the train on the track and that sort of thing, one thing leads to another. So when the kids come in after their moment of truth connection in the service, which I'll be doing this Sunday, so I'll be at all four campuses. Woohoo! So once they do that, they are going to come into the large group space. And if you feel like you want to do this with the kids, there's this game. And what you're going to have is you're going to have a ball, and you have to get the ball from one end of your space to the other end of the space using the most creative way possible. So if you have 5 kids, you're going to ask each kid to choose a different action. So one kid might say, I love to break dance. Okay, well, break dance. One kid might say, I'll do the high five. Okay. So whatever it takes, you'll line them up, let them practice it for a second, their moves, and then give the first one the ball, and their action will propel to the second action, to the third action, to the fourth action, to the fifth action. So just a fun way to get them moving and active and creatively thinking of how to get the ball from one space to the other. And if you want to do that, that's an option. Everything on this page is optional, except I would say for the Bible story and the Bible verse. If we can get those on Sunday mornings, the Bible story and the Bible verse, we're golden. But everything else is optional in here. You might not have time for it, and that's okay. And you might have time. And if something's going really well, take the extra 2 minutes. If the kids are loving it, just take the 2 minutes and keep doing it. Nobody is there to critique. So you know the flow, you know the group, you know what the kids are loving. So it's good. All right. So after that is done, I hate these videos. Okay, so after that is done, I do have a little quirky video. It's on Planning Center if you want to peek at it. It's called the Five Senses or something, and it's quirky. I thought the kids might get a kick out of it and laugh. So that is right there. And then you're going to set up the story. Last week, you can just quickly say, last week we learned about creation and how God, with his very words, spoke creation into being. He said, let there be light. And there was light. So just recap what that was. It's here for you. You don't have to take a lot of time on it. Just recap. You can even ask the kids, what'd you learn last week? And they'll tell you if they were here. And it's great. Recap for the kids who weren't. Then you're going to kick into your story about how we have been created in God's image, which is so cool. Big word for it is imago Dei, made in God's image. So if you want to impress the kids with that, go ahead. But the story's here. You're going to read it. It's on Planning Center, but you're going to use a potato to show the creativity of how God made us. So, it shows you're there. God made Adam out of dust, and kind of like this potato, and God gave Adam feet. You're going to take feet and you're going to plop them into the potato, and eyes and ears. And so your real potato is going to look a little crazy, but I think the kids will have fun with it. It's all spelled out right here. So just go down that, paraphrase. You do not need to read this word for word. Just read it ahead of time and paraphrase it. Make some notes. Know the important nuggets of truth you want to give the kids. You're going to wrap up the story. The bottom line is God made you. The memory verse is how you made me is amazing and wonderful. I praise you for that. Psalm 139:14. So that's our Bible verse. So God made you, and we want to give them Psalm 139:14 and have them say it in big ways, small ways, any creativity ways you want to do while they jump up and down, spin and say it is good. And then it's great to pray with the kids. You could do that at the very end. You can do it after the story if you'd like. However you want to do it. You're going to talk about how God created them to be a masterpiece, and maybe just talk about how uniquely they're made. You know, the snowflake, not one is the same. Fingerprints, not one is the same. You can talk about just how creatively, It's been a long day. They've been made. Okay, this is why you're talking, not me. Then I have, if there's time, there may not be time after this. There's a little activity for them to just choose a drawing of themselves using their emotions. So we have our five senses, right? Smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing. But God gave us all these emotions. So I did put another little video in there. It's from Inside Out, the movie, with our emotions: joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, I think. So cute little video from the movie. It's like 3 minutes. If you want to show it, you can. The kids might like it if there's time. And then the activity is in there for them just to sit around a circle or in a little space and draw their picture. And that is just for them to kind of apply everything they've learned today. And then, again, if you chose to wait until the end to pray, that's a great time to pray and just recap. You can always ask them if they have anything that we can pray about for them and write it down in that notebook. That is awesome. We want to pray for our kids. And so that's really your morning. If you have questions, you can always email me, Wendy at nhccmn.org, and I would love to connect with you that way. Make it your own. This, I say these are big ideas, and then just tweak it for your personality and make it your own, and rearrange it if you want. Start with the Bible story. There's nothing solid to this except the truth of who God is. So take those nuggets and create your own morning. This is a 6-minute video, almost 7 minutes. It's crazy. All right, if you're still with me, I hope you have a great Sunday morning. Thanks for investing in kids. I can't wait to hear how it went, and we'll talk to you soon.